सीधा लिए चलते हैं, SCO की मीटिंग में शामिल हो रहे हैं रक्षा मंत्री राजनाथ सिंह, वहां पर वो संबोधित कर रहे हैं।
Which implies peace and prosperity for all. Excellency, it is in the context of the current uncertain geopolitical scenarios that the role of SCO becomes very important today. SCO member countries contribute around 30% of the global GDP, while about 40% of the world's population resides in them. We therefore have a collective stake to create a safe, secure and stable region that can contribute towards progress and improvement of our people's lives. Excellency, I believe that the biggest challenges that we are facing in our region are related to peace, security and trust deficit. And the root cause of these problems is increasing radicalization, extremism and terrorism. Excellency, peace and prosperity cannot coexist with terrorism and proliferation of weapons of the mass destruction in the hands of the non-state actors and the terror groups. Dealing with these challenges require decisive action, and we must unite in our fight against these evils for our collective safety and security. It is imperative that those who sponsor, nurture and utilize terrorism for their narrow and selfish ends must bear the consequences. Some countries use cross-border terrorism as an instrument of policy and provide shelter to terrorists. There should be no place for such double standards. SCO should not hesitate to criticize such nations. India's zero tolerance for terrorism is manifest today through its actions. This includes our right to defend ourselves against terrorism, and we have shown that epicenters of terrorism are no longer safe, and we will not hesitate to target them. We should also take proactive steps to prevent the spread of the radicalization among our youth. The RADS mechanism of SCO has played a significant role in this regard. The joint statement of the Council of SCO heads of state on countering radicalization leading to terrorism, separatism and extremism issued during India's chairmanship symbolizes our shared commitment. Excellency, we should seek to counter the technology used by terrorists, including drones, for cross-border smuggling of weapons and drugs. In our interconnected world, traditional borders are no longer the sole barriers against threats, and instead we face an intricate web of challenges that range from translational terrorism and cyber attacks to hybrid warfare. These threats do not respect national boundaries, and they demand a unified response rooted in transparency, mutual trust and collaboration. India reaffirms its resolve to fight terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. On 22nd April 2025, the terror group, the Resistance Front, carried out a dastardly and a heinous attack on the innocent tourists in Pahलग, in the Indian state of the Jammu and Kashmir. 26 innocent civilians, including a Nepali national, were killed. Victims were shot after they were profiled based on the religious identity. The Resistance Front, which is a proxy of UN-designated terror group Lashkar-e-Taiba, claimed responsibility for the attack. The pattern of the Pahलग terror attack matches with LET's previous terror attacks in India. In exercising its right to defend against terrorism and preempt as well as deter further cross-border terrorist attacks, India on 7th May 2025 successfully launched Operation Sindoor to dismantle cross-border terrorist infrastructure. We reiterate the need to hold the perpetrators, organizers, financiers, and sponsors of reprehensible acts of terrorism, including cross-border terrorism, accountable and bring them to justice. Any acts of terrorism are criminal and unjustifiable, regardless of their motivation, whenever, wherever, and by whomsoever committed. SCO members must condemn this evil unequivocally. Excellency, India is committed to increasing its connectivity with the Central Asia. Better connectivity not only enhances mutual trade but also fosters mutual trust. However, in these efforts, it is essential to uphold the basic principles of the SCO Charter, particularly respecting the sovereignty and the traditional integrity of member states. India has been consistent and steadfast in its policy in support of peace, security, and stability in Afghanistan. Our immediate priorities in Afghanistan include providing humanitarian assistance to Afghan people and contributing to Afghanistan's overall developmental needs. As Afghanistan's largest regional development partner, India continues to implement capacity building initiatives for the Afghan people. Excellencies, the COVID-19 pandemic has laid bare the fact that the pandemics recognize no boundaries and that no one is safe till everyone is safe. This is a warning sign of how non-traditional security challenges like pandemics, climate change, food and water security, and associated societal disruption can impact our people's lives. These emerging challenges cannot be addressed without responsible policies and cooperation among nations. India's initiative on Coalition for Disaster Resilient Infrastructure aims not only at promotion of disaster resilient infrastructure, but also infrastructure risk management, standards, financing and recovery, etc. It is also an example of how countries are coming together to create and share capabilities to deal with humanitarian assistance and disaster relief. We have affirmed this intent through our policy through the acronym SAGAR, which implies security and growth for all in the region, and India's expanded vision Mahasagar, meaning mutual and holistic advancement for security and growth across regions. Security and stability are most essential components to create a conducive environment for growth and economic development of the region. India has sought to build consensus on dealing with global challenges on the basis of motto One Earth, One Family, One Future, which is founded on our civilizational ethos of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. Mutual understanding and mutual benefit must be our guiding principles. Excellency, India supports greater cooperation and mutual trust among SCO members. We should collectively aspire to fulfill the aspirations and expectations of our people as well as tackle today's challenges. We must all be in lockstep in our endeavor in strengthening stability and security in our neighborhood. Excellency, I am optimistic that today's discussions would help us to deepen the understanding of our shared security challenges and explore new areas for future cooperation in the defense and the security field. Thank you very much, Excellency.